There we go.
Now.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the DarkOrbit Q&A Session number 16. My name is Flips. I'm one of your community managers, and we're finally live. Would you believe it or not? Both here on Twitch and Refractions. So we're here today to celebrate this occasion with you. And joining me today is Phil Harris, our narrative design lead. Elton, our newest. Well, you know what? Actually, Elton, you can introduce yourself because you're the first time on our stream.
Yes, of course. So I am joining DarkOrbit as a design specialist, and I'm actually handling all live games at Bitcoin at the moment and focusing on DarkOrbit so we drive it in a good new direction that the players will love. So lots of promise there.
Nice.
Over to you, Felix. Flips.
We have Sergey. Of course, you all know Sergey. He's our all-around trickster, I suppose. And Jörg, our lead community manager here at DarkOrbit. So yeah, and we're here to talk to you about Refractions and what's the plan for Refractions in the future and yeah, funny things like this. So I'll hand it over to the couch now.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, the first ever cross-server zone is finally live. And you can all go and check it out in game. We're already seeing a massive interest for it. Like as soon as we launched it, there was a ton of players going in, fighting each other, and so on and so on. We love the fact that it is so kind of like it getting massive attention. We also want your feedback, and we will be looking into how things work there. And then there are a lot of plans on making it even cooler and so on. So it's essentially now it's just an area where you can just fight a ton of different people from different instances. So it doesn't matter where you are or what instance is your main. You can just go on there and just fight everybody. There is
But the first reaction that I read somewhere was like, not too bad.
Not too bad. Whoa,
Not too
I think
bad.
that's the best feedback ever on the release day that we have received. Not too bad.
Indeed,
It's like,
yes.
we can't say anything bad about this feature. Nice.
And actually someone said I shouldn't tell anyone, but I have heard from players that they actually liked what we did.
Oh, whoa.
Whoa,
Okay.
So
that's brilliant.
yes, I mean,
Yeah.
well
So,
done to the
yes.
designers and the programmers and everyone.
So yeah, do check it out. I mean, keep in mind that this is a feature that has a lot of technical complexity. Like it's a zone that is hosted on specific machines and so on. I will not go into detail, but keep in mind that once we launch it, there is a considerable interest and a lot of players are going there. So there might be some technical hiccups, specifically in the prime time today. That's why we are launching it today in the midweek, so we can look into everything, look at the stats, and maybe adjust something
Exactly.
over like 2 days. And also keep us informed if you find that, I don't know, a waiting time in the queue is too long, or you are, I don't know, you are getting into a zone and, I don't know, everybody kills you. So whatever feedback there is.
We even had to restart one of the actual servers just now because we needed to get some feedback from the server logs for further improvements. So yeah, we just started live and it's going well. So essentially, if something breaks, we still have time till Christmas to fix it.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, that's at least what we can say. If something breaks, we won't leave it like this over the holidays.
Yeah.
So that's coming. We already got, of course, the questions on what is planned next for the zones, what features, company versus company, or something.
So coming March, so we're going to give cross server some time so that we can actually, like Sergey said, we give it some time to actually sink in, get some data, make sure the performance is perfect for multiple players, depending on the size and complexity, right? Once we are in a good place and we know, okay, now is the time we can actually do stuff, and we're estimating that to be March. The moment March hits, what we're going to do is cross-server boss fights. So you're gonna have PvP and massive bosses spawning right in the middle of the crossover zone that people will have to take down from different servers, probably teaming up with factions. So your faction goes there, beats it up, gives factions a kind of purpose to team up again, maybe even guild alliances. But all of that is in the future, and once that itself is proven itself out over the course of 2017, we will in future launch crossover maps.
Plus the fact, I just wanted to note that that we're working on the new chat system. One of our internal teams has started developing their own chat server, so we replaced the old system. That means that we then can allow people to chat within their faction,
Exactly.
chat with other players, and not in groups, and not just have one big channel for everyone.
And then as things go forward, obviously the cross-server zone, as Elton said, once we feel that it's ready for this, we'll be looking at new storylines that cross into the cross-server zone. I can explain anything that's going on in the cross-server zone, and it's an integral part of what's happening in 2017.
Yeah, so, and I'm also like, I'm looking at the chat and I'm seeing questions with regards like, why don't you let us play with like clan tags and friends and stuff like that. And I must say that please take this launch of a cross-server zone as like Phil and Elton mentioned, there are a lot of plans, but in general, like technical feasibility and technical kind of foundation for cross-server is incredibly complex, and we wanted to bring this zone forward and give it out to you as fast as possible. That means that stuff like clan tags and joining your friends and stuff like that is all planned. It's just something that we're going to roll out like kind of like wave by wave, milestone by milestone throughout the next year. So don't regard this as a final say, okay, here is a cross-server zone and there will be no other additions, not only in like gameplay but also in like quality of life sort of.
Exactly.
So we are definitely going to push more like interface changes to make sure that you can see your clan tags. There are ways to play in a group in this zone and so on and so on, but it's still kind of like it touches such deep fundamental core old systems of the game that we have to be extra careful with this stuff. And so once we have done some refactorings, we will put forward like, I don't know, the ability for you to look which of your friends are on the cross server in your friends list and just join them in the same zone where the friends are fighting, and things like that will be rolling out throughout the next year. So it's like a big plan to make it more awesome with every touch.
But I think narrative-wise and even design-wise, I can say for certain that we have planned a massive update going through the whole year of 2017. However, as Sergey rightly pointed out, we don't want to launch something that will, over the period of the holidays, cause breakdowns and things like that, and not necessarily keep the players engaged. Right?
And it's the 10th birthday. We wanted to bring out something
Exactly.
special, and this is something special because it means, as we said, a huge, massive step forward for the game, bringing all the people from the different servers together, having everyone play together again, and taking that as a jumping board,
or a
so to
trailer,
speak,
if you will,
and then go forward with that. That means we can work on PvP quests, missions.
Yes, exactly. So
yes.
And I'm just browsing through a chat. There are a few questions I just want to really quickly kind of brush off in a sense. Like first, there are several questions about Spectrum and Tartarus and stuff like that, like cooldowns and stuff. That is definitely on the table. We will be looking into balancing more next year because we're planning to introduce a lot more stuff. So we expect balancing changes with existing things as we bring out new things like new ships and so on. This is definitely going to be happening. It's not very hard for us. Then the question about server merge. The thing is that our plan actually is to make sure that we can leverage cross-server zones in a way that will allow us to like avoid painful and unpredictable process of merging the servers. What we want to do is provide players with ability to play with other players from different instances, while remaining their home kind of like instance intact with all the rankings and all the stuff that they have achieved there and so on. So far, that's how are we planning to go about it. So there will be definitely no merge this year. It's like only 2 weeks in this year left, or 3 weeks. We'll look into that further and see how things develop. But as I said, our main strategy for population control is cross-server zones. So we will we will be introducing new mechanics and everything so that people can find a lot more activity on cross-server, even if their server is not so popular.
Exactly.
And as Alton said very, very early on when he was introducing himself, this is just the start of our intentions for 2017. This is not the only thing. We're going to be looking at PvE, PvP. We're looking at everything. We're looking at refreshing the quality of the game and the quality of your experience throughout, from storyline to like design elements to artistry to everything that's going on in the team. The team are really, really like eager to like push on with like new things, and we're really excited about doing new stuff as well.
Yeah, and 2017 will be the year that we are pushing out a really player-focused, player-centric, or engagement-driven content over the year. What we basically want to do is take this thing where people did complain in the past, correct me if I'm wrong, where there's not enough population. So that was our core, to fix that, to bring you guys more people and PvE content. But of course, the initial phase was to test it out and then launch PvE maps, new maps with new NPCs, where not just your particular instance is on that map, but all instances, where you can go fight and you can go PvE against people on other instances, and maybe in the near future have specific leaderboards for cross-server.
And give better quality of story to you, so that you've got better things to like pin down where the history of these things have come from, where the United Federation have come from, but all of these people have like come from.
And I did see one question that I would like to specifically tackle. There was a question that went up, where are we launching new ships? Essentially, yes, we will over the course of 2017 be launching new ships, maybe even targeted specifically at cross-server zones as rewards, which will keep the players going.
I just noticed that today we reinitiated the work on the Mimesis, which we teased already this year.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that's a player favorite from what I've heard.
It looks cool, and the animation is just brilliant. So it's it was like the last time I saw it was like 75% complete, but the last 25% always takes 75% of the time.
Yeah, but also we had to focus on specific things, so we basically put that kind of on ice before we made sure that we want to launch the cross-server this year. And that was a conscious choice that we made. We'd rather do this than just release another ship, which is cool, but it clearly has a lot less impact on the game and in general on the future. With the refraction zones, you can see that we're aiming at not only just remaining where we are, but we are aiming really high. We want to make sure that we're providing the experience of like kind of like old days without actually breaking any good new stuff that is already in there. So that's the main thing. There was something else I've seen about the size of the map and stuff like that. So I mean, the questions which concern the size of the cross-server map or specific layout of the demilitarized zones and stuff like that, please kind of send them our way. I think we can't answer these questions like right now in this stream. We can more like answer generalized questions. But what we intend to do generally, and why we launched it now, is precisely for that reason. We need to collect all this feedback, like, hey, it's not convenient, people run away, we waste ammo, and so on. all that stuff that I see in chat is really relevant, and we will be kind of merging that feedback into our plans for new milestones for this cross server. So please,
refining the
don't
basic
think that we
ideas,
are ignoring these questions. It's just that I kind of like we are basically marking them and memorizing them, and they will be a compilation for us after the Twitch has ended. But it's not that it's not something that we can answer right now because we just launched it 2 hours ago, and and it's like, how are you going to change it? Well, let's see how the thing works first.
Yeah, exactly.
I would like to comment on the issues of lags on Global Europe. We released a fix today, which should improve performance. We hope a lot, but we have to collect the data from tonight to see how much it improves the thing. If you notice any bigger lags, let us know on the forums or on Discord, etc. So we can review and check up on that. But you should notice some improvement tonight, actually.
Yeah, that is definitely true. And that is going to be our main goal for the next couple of weeks, where we will be focusing on delivering the utmost awesome experience possible from our side.
And we're not leaving the office before the game is running smoothly for the Christmas holidays.
Exactly. So, quality people, we can do it.
Yeah, so I also saw some questions about rewards on for killing other players in cross server. So as we have mentioned earlier, the current cross server is more or less bare bones. It's like main functionality foundation. We have introduced a number of quests that kind of let you go on cross server and get some kind of like incentive and rewards for participating in that thing. However, as we go forward, adding new mechanics and goals and objectives on that map, be it PvP objectives or PvE objectives, obviously we want it to be supported with specific interesting rewards. So yeah, sure, not at the moment, it's not like you will be showered with rewards just for going there. There is some stuff in the quests, but later on in 2017, definitely as we add new mechanic, we'll add a bunch of cool stuff to serve as rewards for that.
I like the old soundtrack. Do we still have the files and even the rights to use that?
Well, if let's put it this way: we will inquire and get back to you on this one, right?
Probably, maybe sometime 2017.
Well, yeah, but considering that 2017 is around the corner, it will be pretty soon. So we'll see.
Someone say soundtrack. Someone say soundtrack.
Soundtrack.
Cue the old soundtrack. Well, it's not the old soundtrack; it's the current soundtrack, but it's soundtrack.
As I said, do we still know where the files are?
Well, I have the files of the current soundtrack. I don't know
current,
how old back. I don't know how old back.
This question is going right in your direction.
What, new maps?
Yes.
Yeah, so
oh my god, I'm out.
No. We have like
I saw your presentation.
Fun part is that something that we were discussing for the last month, I think.
Yeah, we have actually, to be honest with you guys, we have been actually talking on this point for a long time, along with Phil and Sergey here, where we plan to give content to our elder players, give more progression to them, add new maps, new NPCs, maybe even new galaxy gates while we're at it. But like I said, guys, we want all these maps to be cross server zones, so a lot of people are on them, there's a lot of activity, there's a lot of content for you guys to go through, and not specific to certain instances. Like Sergey mentioned earlier on, we don't want to go down the path of server merge, but cross server will serve in that sense, where you can go group up with people who are not on your server in the near future, right?
Eventually, and basically it is for the players, a server merge without us actually moving data around different servers
Exactly.
and databases and
So
stuff.
without affecting their leaderboards, without affecting their existing
Exactly.
stuff that they have played so long for, because if we went with a server merge, I think they would have lost that data because it is a different database.
High-level players would lose
Exactly.
their rankings.
So
and they
we're
would be
planning to give you guys all the quality you want through server merge, but it will, like we mentioned, it'll take some time because we don't want this lag issues to continue. We don't want the performance to suffer. We want to make sure that it is stable technology when we give you guys new maps. So yes, 2017 is going to be that year of big promise, and we will slowly ramp you guys up one by one with new features, new content, new mechanics, and new ships even,
New quests.
and new quests.
And new stories.
A lot of stuff.
And maybe new aliens. You know, they may just pop out. I may not have just I may not have just spent 3 hours like sort of working through some things, but it's just like and drawing like a madman on a whiteboard. It's just like, but you know, that's what narrative design's about.
And that's what design is about. Right?
Yeah.
We need to make it perfect before we give it to our players.
And be slightly mad.
And be slightly mad, yes.
storytelling,
Indeed.
story development.
Yeah.
Jesus, there's a lot
There
going
is-
on.
There is so much stuff going on. And the one thing I've seen there was a question about, I guess it was more like a general question about mission rewards as such. Where, as guys said, we're planning to add a lot of new quests, but with regards to the old quests, I must say that we basically regarded the mission rewards as a premium on rewards you get from the NPCs anyway. If you guys think that's not too much of a premium, it's not too much of a reward, yeah, we can look at that and see if we can increase it. But we see that the considerable income is coming from NPCs alone, so if a quest gives a considerable reward on top of that, it's become a bit unbalanced. But we have to, of course, like if there are concerns that are raised, we have to look into that.
And I think we are focusing in Q1 on balancing these rewards, making quests more attractive and making progression
But
more
in
attractive.
general, like basically we want to go over the balancing of rewards in general and kind of like see how we can adjust the rules to control it better, make it more fair, so that each player kind of like group and cohort, like new players and older players and mid-game players, they all have their kind of like nice sweet spots where they
Exactly.
can get the rewards, but they don't mix up too much, so that we can make sure that the older players are somewhere in the cool badass place, which and they don't go around just killing newbies because they have the quest in the same zone as newbies do
Exactly.
and stuff like that. So
It has to be a case of like content for all. It's an incredibly complex balance in a vast MMO with so many glorious players who we absolutely love. And 10 years of history that we can't just like go in with like a claw hammer and like start smashing things up in the hope that things will get better. We need to make all these changes with some care and diligence. I need to look at the story that's been there before and like make sure that I take that to heart. And it's been really, really nice being the youngest member here of like joining like the DarkOrbit team, though probably not the youngest person.
arguably,
Hush you lots. That Sergey, who's been long-standing here, and Jörg and like Elton have all been really, really delighted in seeing stuff that's come out from narrative design.
I was just thinking how much I would love to present all the presentations you gave us to externals, but you know how it is, like all these cool battle plans and what we have scheduled for the different months and weeks in next year.
And also, I'm really interested to answer this one question where we're going to have group play.
Yeah.
And
Wow,
yes,
group games.
guys, group play is coming back. Ship types are coming back. So it's not going to be, hey, DPS all the way. You'll have to strategize with ships that have tanking abilities, that have specific skills, healers, DPS.
I believe,
And
we said it some time ago, but this time we really want to focus on the roles in combat.
Exactly.
Right?
So group play is going to be a big thing with cross-server zones, especially cross-server zones, because you're going to go in as a group against a group on another server, maybe another clan, we don't know. That's up to you guys.
But just to underline it, only because we say that today doesn't mean that it's live next month.
No,
So
definitely
please
not.
give us a few weeks.
Like we said, guys, it's going to be over the period of 2017 because it's massive development investment.
Yeah.
It's massive research, lots of things to cater to, lots of players we don't want to upset.
Yeah, and also keep in mind that there is an interesting tendency. So once we were talking about a lot of kind of like PvE improvements, and we introduced a bunch of gates, and there was an assembly focused on like you go in gates and PvE your way through to get the materials and craft specific things. There were a lot of questions about, hey, you want to do something for PvP because we love it and it's not we are not paying enough attention. Now we are talking here, sitting at it's a cross-server launch, a PvP zone. And the majority of questions we get about quests, gates, so PvE content.
So it's
And I'm just saying it to show you guys that like we have to switch priorities every now and then. We said like DarkOrbit is a pretty big team, so as somebody said once that like is there only 2 people working on it? No, not 2, a lot more. But even that team can only do so much in a given period of time. So we'll be shifting focus here and there. So we'll be doing some PvE stuff and then switching to some PvP stuff and so on. Just keep in mind that whatever we tell you, we want to do ships that have roles, and we want to do new maps. We want to do more for cross-server. It's not happening all at once in January, and then we like sit and watch how awesome it is. It will involve a lot of working, and it will involve a lot of prioritizing on our end. So we're not to make sure that.
so like 2016 was a year when we focused a lot on the visuals. Like we introduced 3D. Then we had the skins for drones, pets, etc., which gave us some free time to work and to work on concepts for like the Streuner Gate that we did we do that in
Yeah, it's just
2016?
no, it was just the 2015,
Oh.
so it was long ago.
that long.
Yeah.
It was just like yesterday. But yeah, so we have to shift focus now and then. So we looked at the Streuner Gate, then graphic update. Now we have the big PvP push.
Yes.
And then in 2017 we can make use of all these elements and combine them in such a way that Phil is happy and can tell his story.
Because the subtleties of the narrative won't just be in like the quests. There'll be in descriptions of things. There'll be in things that you find on Facebook. Be things that you find in like images that Flips has posted. There will be story there. Flips just today gave me a picture of an array and said to tell me the story about this, and I gave him stuff back. Where was that being posted, Flips?
On Sketchfab.
Yes.
I'm going to post it tomorrow or the day after tomorrow.
And so if you think that the UEF is just for Christmas, it's not just for Christmas. I'll be going into their history because they don't exist anymore. They're dead. But what they mean and what they've created will live in your nightmares.
That's a fair point, I guess.
Yes. Nice.
Okay.
Let's just make sure that people who are watching this on YouTube, not live but in recording, really pay attention to that pause we had over there.
Yeah, that was a massive pause, right?
Yeah.
But
on the light side, I think I just won a code.
Nice. Finally, you'll have something decent on your account.
Could you guys redraw that, because I
think it's already redrawn.
okay.
It's nice.
it better be.
I'm not eligible.
Pretty
Yeah,
sure
that's
lots
true.
of ships are gonna fly
Yeah.
in.
I'm not eligible for T-shirts or mugs or statues or something.
That one.
Abrams.
Oh, I forgot to
Abrams.
bring the statue. I'm going to be right back.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, and there's gonna be a nice bronze statue. on that note, I see players asking, is there going to be player trading? That's
it's
gonna
a
be
hard one. Like
What, they're going to trade players?
no, trading between
I'm sure
players.
that's illegal
We
in
would-
many countries.
We would love to have player trading, but for that to happen, there's so much groundwork that we have to do.
The thing is that, I mean, as you guys know, and we don't hide that, we have we are always having a task of fighting the cheat players and so on and so on. So there is always ongoing fight between us and people who want to exploit the system in some way and so on. Player trading is a very is a very sensitive topic, because what that means is that we will have a lot less control over transfer of stuff between different accounts. And while the idea is awesome in general, we just need to make sure that with 10 years of DarkOrbit history, I guess everybody knows how many different loopholes we have closed over at least like last 3 years that I've been with the project, but even more in the previous years. But the thing is that with those loopholes, you have to understand that we have to be super careful in opening a massive potential black hole with a lot of different things that we cannot even foresee now. So that's something that we'll have to do.
Yeah,
But
the cat stole my account and traded my items to the dog's account.
Well,
that could be a legitimate story.
There is so much stuff that can happen that we even start digging into that direction will take enormous effort and time. We might consider it at some point.
But after 2017, there is still 2018, 19, and 20.
What you have to realize
It is
how
potential.
how we are prioritizing stuff. We are picking the things that we think will have the most positive impact in game. When that thing becomes trading, that will be the most positive impact we can think of for the game. We'll start looking into that. At this moment in time, we feel that it has unpredictable consequences and lots of them. So
on the other front, I think this is another important question we need to answer. We will get back to trading later, but there was a question which said, what are we going to do when Google and Mozilla or whatever other browser stop supporting Flash? So on that front, we have a couple of solutions that we're looking into, yes, but bear in mind, guys, Google and Mozilla are not removing Flash completely. They are officially not endorsing Flash, right? But even then, we do have a couple of solutions which we're looking into, and prioritizing them is going to be hard and tricky, because again, it goes into performance, it goes into adaptability, it goes into how many users are going to actually be able to use it and things like that. So before we can even think about what the solution is, we need to answer these questions, and that's going to take some time for us.
And the good thing is that even if the browsers may officially close down the support for Flash, there is still Adobe themselves. They are of course interested in keeping the system alive, but as you said, there are different avenues that we have tried, and we can come up with a solution rather quickly, so it won't break any back and it won't mean any service interruptions for players.
Rest assured, even though they're cancelled, don't worry, DarkOrbit is not going down.
Nope, we won't going down.
So we're quickly interrupting this broadcast for a shameful
You
plug.
can't do that.
Oh yeah, I can, because I'm the guy who can drag myself around.
Ooh,
Let's see.
he's flying.
There we go.
He's bigger.
Look at me. Okay, guys, some of you might have already seen it on social media or on the forums. We currently have a giveaway running for the very limited merchandise that we've produced for the 10th anniversary. That being a fancy 10-year mug with our anniversary artwork, which is super cool.
That one is awesome. It's even more awesome in real life, trust me.
That is very true. And I just see that there's our address at the bottom, so you can even write us a mail when you have this mug. So these are super cool, and these will be going out. I'm just gonna post the link in chat right now. so you can sign up while I'm talking about the cool prizes. And the other thing that is being given away is our cool 10-year anniversary T-shirt, again with our logo.
It even goes over your chin.
Yes, look at it. It's so good. Yeah, the logo is super cool. Props to our artist who would rather remain anonymous right now.
How does it feel wearing it?
Yeah.
It's silky smooth and it's beautiful. And yeah, the print is super high quality. I'm actually really impressed with this.
And it's green. Well, it's black, but actually it's green. It says so on the little label. That's the print.
Yes.
If the
And-
environmental protection is important to you, then this T-shirt is for you.
Oh yes, that is very true. It is as
bio and
Yeah.
whatnot, right?
As environment friendly as it gets.
Okay.
So, and finally, the grand prize, one of these is being raffled away on that contest as well, is one of the Bronzen Goliath statues. Only 15 of these have been made, and you can see there's a little 10-year placket in here, and these are like super premium. These are super cool. And yeah, one of these is also going out in the giveaway. So make sure to sign up. This is like the main prize. These things are really heavy. I think you can use them in a fight.
They're super
It's
beautiful.
very good. And yeah, super high quality. I'm really
Please
jealous
only
actually.
participants from Germany because the postage would kill us.
He's joking, guys.
Yeah,
No.
just yeah, enter.
No.
Always when I use an accent, I'm joking.
I see. So yeah, go into the contests. We just posted it again. As you can also find it on our Facebook page and on our Twitter feed and in your forums. We've shared the link everywhere, so you have a chance to participate there. And I saw some questions in chat. The t-shirts are sadly not available in S, only M upwards. But if you get selected and we do not have your size, then you will get a different prize. So you get a mug instead of a t-shirt or something. But yeah, the selection of the prizes are completely random. So you might get a t-shirt, you might get a mug, you might get the statue, who knows. The contest runs until the 26th of December, so yeah, sign up before that to get your possible prize. That's it. Shameless plug is over. Back to the couch.
Alrighty, so we should go back to trading, I think.
Yep.
And with player trading, like we said, there's a lot of other things that we need to take care of in terms of botting, in terms of currency transfer. But having said that, it is not off our lists. It is on our list, but not for this year.
No.
So we'd like to point out that 2017 there won't be player trading, but we are building systems that will facilitate player trading in the near future. So maybe 2018, guys. You never know.
Yeah.
How about VR?
VR, well, again, like there is a lot of new technology out there that we have to study. As Elton mentioned, we have to make sure that the game is stable and running in kind of like post-Flash era, in a sense.
Exactly.
So that would be main technological focus for us. So basically maintaining server stability, all the performance stuff that you were talking about in the chat, and maintaining game operational. Then when we will have that, we might look into many different avenues of development. Like, again, we can't say no, we will not ever do VR, or no, we will never do X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
It's just that we know for sure we're probably not going to do that in 2017. The other thing that people asked about is JPA. Oh well, that is a very nice.
No, that topic is banned from the stream.
Yeah, so the JPA thing is like, again, we will not probably come back to that, but the tournament, the thing that the tournament between players that allows them to find the best player in this kind of like tiered playoff sessions, tournament, and so on, is again something that is on our list. We want to focus on bringing cross-server stuff and basically realizing the plans for adding more content over the next year. But yeah,
Was that on the list for the middle or the second half?
The end of the year.
yeah,
The end of next year.
we are looking into various types of fights and maybe even like clan fights and stuff like that. And arena will be definitely expanded, and we will maybe refresh the ratings in a way that
Exactly.
it works better, and there is more meaningful rewards with seasons and so on. So we're basically planning to extend UBA to kind of like build on that foundation to make the feature more prominent and kind of like a GPA replacement as was initially meant to be.
So because we now have the technology.
We are building further on it, but also like in terms of 1v1, 3v3, or 4v4, whatever that may be.
And
right?
exactly that's going through my mind as well now. If you want to have group versus group, then you need tiny little things like chat, for example,
Exactly.
Yes.
which
Exactly.
isn't working at the moment, which we are working on for the cross-server zones,
Yes.
which then will be used for like other tournament style things.
So it's
Yes.
going to be not just you.
It's all-
Once we have all of that, it's not going to be just
Yeah.
one player in his own server being the king. Possibly he's going to be the top player on all instances, and that will be even something more that he can brag about. Right?
And then have that on a page and not just
Exactly. Probably even have specific, crazy, awesome ship designs for this player who's on top. Maybe first 3 places, first 10 places, whatever that may be. Once we get there, we'll have specific designs across the servers that he can brag about. And only this guy might have it, which will be kind of cool. And that will be refreshed on a monthly basis.
awesome. Again, question about balancing, like materials drop rates, etc.
Yes, that is also on our chart for Q1. We are gonna fix this, guys. Any topic related to balancing will be fixed in Q1. We're gonna look deep dive into balancing specifically in drop rates, drop systems, how things are working out in DarkOrbit, and make sure that the players get the best experience and what they require. So your feedback is very valid. You guys can go to forums, make massive posts about what you want to see improved in terms of balancing, in terms of rates, in terms of items, all of that jazz. Put it in the forums, send it to York, send it to Flips, and it will reach us for sure, and we will make sure that it gets in the game.
Yeah, that's definitely a point. We actually collect that data and pass it on. It's not like you post that and we ignore it. It just goes into the process, and having at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people in that process, that might take a while. And it's then
it also like all the balancing stuff like drop off of certain items and so on. It's kind of tied to the kind of the idea of how fast we want players to acquire certain things. We want to make sure that the pace is more or less fair and is kind of related to the effort that you would have to pay otherwise to get the item. So it's all kind of like it's all in a sense is a kind of like in a delicate balance of like it has to be meaningful, but some things have to be hard and something has to be easy. So all that stuff has to be kind of considered very carefully.
You guys have been coming up with so many more ideas to distribute LF4s, for example, much wider. The Galaxy Gate days where you get extra LF4s,
The
obsidian boxes, etc., etc. So
Plus,
yes, we're actually.
Plus, actually, to go back to the drop chance as well, in terms of the obsidian box, the users did complain about the auras dropping really low and really difficult to get. We have actually changed that for December.
Yes.
The auras will be dropping even more, and the schism, we have reduced that a little bit, so people can go ahead and get more auras and actually craft keys to open the box.
Yeah.
And on that front, we've also added crafting of keys. So we're like, this is going to show people that we are going to be more player focused, more quality driven, more equality driven actually.
Equality driven.
Yeah, equality driven.
So
But you mean like
so everyone gets the same opportunity to get stuff. It's
equality.
No, the equally key comes in later.
Oh my God, Phil! I hope that there is not something over your head that's no. I can see it already.
It's happening.
Friend request.
Will you so The friend invite program is something that we might want to refresh in the next year, like kind of on the side, because as you see, like with ambitious plans that we have for next year, we obviously would like to make sure that we will be extending our reach as far as possible. So we want really hope that we'll see a lot of old players getting back for cross server and for new stuff that we're introducing, but we also want to make sure that we extend our reach. So if the question is you get the best Nostromo from the friend invite only, we might kind of do it, but in a different way. We might give players opportunity to get this Nostromo ship in different ways, but at the same time we'll refresh the rewards for friend invite, and there will be something else, something different, unique thing.
I think the question is it really possible to find 25 people who want to play
just
DarkOrbit?
go outside, spend some time with people, get more friends, and drag them to DarkOrbit. No, but on a serious note, of course, like if you think that the program of friend invites is too kind of, the numbers are too inflated, let us know. We are looking whenever there is feedback like, oh, the number is too high or too low. We are looking into that, and we are trying to figure out if that's correct, if we think that's what we aim for. But I can't say sure, we'll lower that or start giving out this unique ship, because it's really like an incentive for you guys to get more friends.
But again, it's good to have that back on the radar at the moment, so we can look at that.
I love that topics like this basically arise. That means that the other topics become less pressing. Like when we get questions, I have never seen a question about friend invite program throughout all the Twitch history that we have, which is about a year now. And that this thing moves kind of on the top of the priorities list for the players is a good indicator that we are really do solve some pressing problems. That's cool.
There's one question. What have you guys studied? Is one of you a game designer? I'm not sure if this is ironic, but you two definitely have a couple of years on your scorecards.
Yes, I did my bachelor in game design, bachelor and honors in game design from University of Wales. I'm sure Sergey has done economics. And
I have two degrees. One degree is in economics, and the other is Master of Arts in game design.
Yeah.
So
we have studied game design, guys.
yeah, we have studied it, like actually studied this stuff. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I'm not a game designer. I just here for communication. I did a bit of marketing and community management for 10 plus years. So I leave all the details to you. I'm just here and read and
I've been writing in the games industry since 2008. Before that, I've been speaking and talking about tabletop role-playing games and creating my own worlds since I was 8 years old.
There we go.
In fact, there's an article online somewhere called which says, "My name's Phil Harris and I killed my first person at 8 years old."
Oh yeah. I remember that. I've seen that.
I read that, yeah.
You have won again, York. Awesome. You're lucky. You're spending. You're wasting your luck now.
Is something broken with the script that's drawing my name?
Probably. Or you have done something with the script.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not even eligible for that.
But you're desperate. So, just switching topic. I've seen couple of questions about Ignite, and some people mentioned that it was on sale, but people couldn't buy it and stuff like that. We actually need to look into that. I actually don't know what's up. Like, why didn't people couldn't buy it and so on?
It's actually the first time I heard of that.
If there is an issue, I mean, it's just the second time I see the question in the chat. So yeah, we'll look into that. I don't know. But if there was a problem with purchasing it, we'll definitely fix it. And if there was a problem, we'll put it on sale again. It's one of the rare designs. We'll have to check.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we can make it available.
This was, I think this was a first prize for Friends Invite program, but yeah.
I just got myself a cookie.
Okay.
Thank you for that. Instead of a prize, I get a cookie. Nice.
At least you got a cookie.
Awesome.
So, next questions. Do we create another, upgraded shield? Well, that all also depends on the balancing that you guys will be
that
doing.
goes into the same direction.
Yes.
So we might actually introduce new items that weigh up for
In my
To
yeah.
put it simply,
issues.
we will be creating a lot of things that promote gameplay, promote variable styles of gameplay. So it's not going to be you just going in there, going all guns blazing, and you come out, right? It's going to have variable
laser.
amounts of gameplay. It's going like, for example, with the scatter laser, right? You'll have multiple different choices in the way you build. We're going to provide that avenue to the player to select how exactly does he want to play. Does he want to go semi-tank? Does he want to go complete tank? Does he want to go shield build?
So underlining the idea of having class ships again,
Exactly,
which will focus on either damage dealing or healing or
Yes.
stealthing.
And there's going to be reasons for that throughout the story and the storylines, as things like arrive and don't arrive.
In general,
So everything
like-
everything is planned out that it makes sense in the world.
yeah.
In September, I had a 2017.
Yeah, I would
narrative
say in
map.
general, like if we go back to what's that? Jesus, okay. In general, if we go about the shields and stuff like that, my personal opinion that, and I mean you guys can share your thoughts on forums or like in the chat. I feel that in a sense we have a kind of like a shift and balance towards the DPS. Like a lot of stuff that we have in game is DPS focused, so it's not like
DPS means
survival
damage
ability.
per
Yeah,
second.
so like damage per so like it's all damage focused, but the ships are really weak compared to the amount of damage they can deal. So I would say that looking into that might be like also something interesting for us. Like we need to make sure that the power that players wield is adequate to the power, to the amount of kind of like hits the ship can take.
Yes, definitely. And also maybe even like in the future have abilities to disable shields, maybe. You know, sort of like the EMP right now where you do something and you run away, but more combat focused where you can actually take part and disable shields, maybe disable heals, disable or reduce HP, things like that. So
Not just bluntly throwing an EMP,
no,
but
more like I mentioned, it'll be more combat focused, more gameplay driven, and not just like throw something and run away, and you know. So all of that is coming in 2017. Also, what we'll do is add special properties to weapons. Gives you a beautiful combination, like maybe gives you PvP damage boost, or in a way maybe PvE damage boost, and where you can mix and match certain things.
I think they'll need PvE damage boost.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
Or,
I don't know why.
for example, Sergey and I had a good laugh about properties a bosses might have. Pulling you and then kamikaze.
Yeah, and then just blowing up. The general question that we have seen a bit of, like, do we plan to add new progression for UFV players? Do we plan to add something to skill tree? Because in general, that's one of the biggest topics for next year.
Yeah.
We
But-
want to clean this up.
We want to clean all of it up, guys, but we need to point out that these changes are not easy, and we have to look into multiple different areas, multiple different balancing issues, and change a lot of things. So a lot of changes are coming, that is definite, and a lot of good changes that will give you guys a lot of different ways to play the game, but that will take us a lot of time because it's a 10-year-old game with 10 years of history, and looking into all of that
Yeah.
will
and 10
take
years
a lot
worth
of
of
time.
players and 10
Exactly.
years worth of
10
progression.
years worth. Like the skill tree is just for your information. We have been diving a bit into history of game for the anniversary sake, and the skill tree was introduced, if I'm not mistaken, in 2010. So you might imagine how much legacy code and whatever not it
exactly.
contains. Just changing it completely is super tricky. Adjusting it and kind of making it better working is also super tricky because it requires a huge refactoring of a system that, like skill tree, that basically touches everything. We need to make sure that we don't break stuff. That's our top priority. Not break stuff.
Not break stuff, not make it unfair, find out a way to make it even more accessible, probably within the client. Things, a lot of things, right? A lot of things to go.
Phil, you can't move. You can't move
You
your
lost your hat,
No,
mate.
no, you
It's
should.
actually
What?
floating.
Yes, I'm going to keep... No, no. No. I'm going to come back.
It's a jumpy hat.
Beautiful.
So,
So yeah, we've added these hats actually for a reason. We're now at the end of our time. We actually spent a full hour. It was really quick.
Wow, that was really fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? And
flies.
as this was the final stream of 2016, at least foreseeably, this is the part where we wish all of you happy holidays, whatever you'll be celebrating. And of course, happy and successful and healthy 2017. We're looking forward to see you all in the orbit with us again next year.
Yes.
Any
A lot of
words
plans.
from you guys?
well,
I can say just look forward to 2017, and it's gonna be a year filled with surprises that you guys never expected.
Yep.
I can say that much.
yep, I underline that.
Enjoy Refractions and send us your feedback because that's your main task until the new year.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Jorg is actually enjoying. He's like, I can already go on vacation, so please give him a lot of work to do. Send in requests, send in complaints, send in issues.
Yeah.
So Jorg is super busy, right?
I need a screen cap of your face right there.
Ho, 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 ho.
Thank
So
you, Alton.
we did what we could. Now it's launched.
Now it's on our shoulders, and yeah, as I said, the first feedback after just like 20 minutes was good, so it can only get better.
Yep.
Okay.
I hope so. I
Let's
hope
hope so.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you for all the feedback, and happy holidays and a good 2017.
Thanks for all the
From
questions. Yes, have a really, really good break, and if you're getting one, and all the best for the start of the new year.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
that is it, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. We'll have this replay up tomorrow as usual. You can already watch it on Twitch after we go offline. So thank you so much for joining, and thank you to our lovely moderators for helping us out, and we'll see you all next year. Bye, guys.
See you guys.
Ciao.
Cheers.